Hi guys, welcome back to Menon-Thoughts. This is the next video that we are uploading. So this video is not tech. From the title you must have figured out. This is more about how we, the family, have been handling the loss of my daughter, which happened this year, March 26th, 2025. March 26th, 2025, the day everything changed. We lost our daughter, the light of our home, the joy of our life, the cornerstone of our family, if you may. This video is not about grief. This is about the different ways we as a family faced it. I would not call it as a long process, but the painful process of rebuilding, reinventing, rebuilding the whole family as such, right? So, I read it somewhere. Some moments in life divide time before and after, right? I mean, there is a definition where you say this is the time when things changed. Everybody has different timelines and it keeps changing. So, like initially, for me, the most defining moment probably was when my son was born. Then the defining moment was when my daughter was born. Very happy when my daughter was born. And then there were few other defining moments in life, like when I lost my father, my mentor, my father. Uh, then there was a defining moment when I lost my mother, right? But then, keeping all that aside, March 26th was probably that moment that defined time, not just for me, for the entire family, right? As such. So, like, it has impacted more than three or four people within the family, if you may. It impacted my wife, obviously, my son, my wife's parents, my wife's sister. So it's a spiral. So this definitely is the most defining moment for this family. Time didn't stop, if you may, right? I mean, at that time, it is not like time stopped or anything, but we did. We as a family stopped for almost a week. It was as if everything has stopped in the life. And then there were those quiet and heavy days that followed. Um, each of us in the family handled it in a different way. The grief was handled in a different way by each person. So, for example, for me, starting this YouTube channel was a bucket list of my daughter, which I had made it very clear from the intro video itself. She had a lot of ideas. She wanted to express herself, to create, which I think she didn't get a chance to. So for me, this channel is a way that I'm continuing her dream, not just for her, but with her spirit in every frame, every time, Every moment I build it. So if you see from the first video till now, there are a lot of things that have changed in the background, right? I mean, you've got a lot of, if you go back into my intro video, or probably into uh, into the second video, third video, fourth video, in the last video, if you see the background would have changed from that a lot. There are a lot of paintings that have come up here, right? There's a frame with her photo there, lights, effects, right? These, believe it or not, were her ideas, which she had put in on paper and pen for a studio. She had drawn it. So all I'm doing is taking it and then putting it in place. She even had things like where the light source should come. When you're taking a video, how my father would be sitting, how the narration would happen. Paper. In paper, she had everything. So I'm just following that clue. Content is mine, but the design is hers, right? So I keep hearing in a couple of channels like Deshbhakt and all, he says, the editor, he talks to the editor, right? And says, hey, editor, marwayega kya? Yeah, editor, will you do this? Will you do that? Right? For me, that particular person, though not here, is my daughter. And when I'm talking, I know she's hearing. I know she's listening. I know she's watching me create these. Right? Okay. So yeah, honestly, not everyone in the family was very comfortable with me putting grief videos. Right? I mean, the type of grief videos I'm putting, they were more like you're a techie, you're good with tech, talk with tech, and I see that it is resonating also when I'm talking about tech and all. This video is not for likes or push and stuff like that. This video is more for how do I say, there has, I mean, so this is maybe I'm just trying to put this ahead. Like, this is an act of speaking, sharing, remembering. That is my healing. That is what I'm doing these grief videos for, right? Tech videos will definitely continue the way it has been continuing, but this is more once in a month, or probably once in 15 days, taking out my weight from my chest, if you may, right? In the process, maybe, right? Someone out there needs this sort of guidance, if you may. If not guidance, I would say guidance is a strong word. More like, okay, has anybody else gone through this? Yes, there are others who have gone through this. Probably this video will help them. Someone who is grieving quietly, someone who feels lost and looking for some help. Might not be someone looking for it, might be somebody else whom you know, who is going through this process. You can share this video to them. If this sort of a video even has got 5 views, maybe, I don't know, right? But it helps even a single person who is feeling what I had felt or I'm feeling right now and in the process of rebuilding, and feels a bit less lonely, then I think I've achieved what I'm trying to do with this particular video, right? Yeah. So in this video, I will only, this is not going to be a long video, probably a 10-20 minutes video. This is already in 10 minutes now, but might be another 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So I'll probably be talking about how we as a family have handled this grief, how we came out of the grief, right, and trying to rebuild it. So there were a couple of people who were talking to us, like my wife started going back to school and then teaching and all, and people were saying, "You're an inspiration to us, the way you are handled this particular pain, right? The lifelong pain that you have." So about that, you might have a son like I have, who's 23, 24 years old. How did you handle him? You have lost one kid. How are you handling the other kid? Uh, how our parents, like my parents are not there, but my wife's parents are handling it. What is going through? How did they handle the grief, or how did they manage? Then my wife's sister, who is also very close to us, how did how is she coping with it? Right. So all that stuff is what I'm going to talk about now. Um, Grief that was handled by everybody in the family was a bit different, right? My wife, her grief was with quite strength, if you may, right? I mean, it is. I don't know how to define it, but she carried the weight of the memories that only I think a mother holds. Uh, Things like probably scraped knees that when she fell, one who fell somewhere. There was a time when she had put noodles on her leg, hot warm noodles on his leg, and it burnt when she was a kid, when she was learning to cook with my wife. The dreams that probably she shared with her, um, more like I would say that bonding, mother and daughter dreams, right? Small things. Um, my daughter used to look like a carbon copy of my wife, exactly like a replica. My son resembles me a lot in terms of how I used to look when I was young. But my daughter is like exactly a carbon copy of my wife. Um, right from her childhood, she was like that. I mean, if you take a photo of my wife, which when she was a kid, and a photo of my daughter, you cannot distinguish them. So it's like you're losing your carbon copy. And I've not seen her cry in open, but I know she cried in silence. And she is a pretty big devotee of Sai Baba and Meenakshi Amman, and she prayed a lot to them, not just in terms of it was like she questioning them as to why this happened to her. Um, but then I saw this in the last 60 days. She broke, then she rebuilt, right? And I was astonished at the speed at which she was able to rebuild herself slowly through small rituals, faith, and the love for her son and for the family. Things have to move on. She sort of built it from inside her, right? She has been a great inspiration for me, right from the time we got married till now. I don't have words, but she handled it so well. Even in the school, when where she's going for teaching, they are saying that she is an inspiration, which I know she's an inspiration for a lot of people. Yeah, so she healed in that manner. My son, it's more of a brother's grief, I would say. Um, he lost his only sister, you know, his playmate, his confidant. There were a lot of things that they used to share. They used to talk. Obviously, they were only 3 years apart when they came into the world, right? I mean, he was 3 years old when she was born. So his childhood mate, if you may, was her. There were a lot of times they used to come and stay in Kerala with my mother when she was there, and they used to be there for 2 months, 3 months, and there's so many memories that they have of that time, playing, bonding. Even today, I think 2 days back he was talking about it. What he really misses is talking to her and the movies that he used to see with her, or shows that they both used to see. So how did he handle it? He actually at first he withdrew completely when he came back from Hong Kong. He didn't have words. He didn't know what to say. When he was next to her body, he was like, what to say? I don't know. Like, I mean, because when he left, she was alive and he went to Hong Kong 6 months back. When he came back, he had planned to get her some dolls and all those things, and she was not there. She likes teddies a lot, right? He grieved a lot. I think internally, talking to his pet, Vicky, you will see his photo towards the end. It's a Labrador. He was he and my daughter were very close to the pet, right? So he's questioning to him. He was asking him. There was some confusion. I think initially silence was also part of it, but we gave him space. We didn't also push him, and slowly but steadily filled the space with more focusing on the pet now, sort of more focusing on his mother, and I think hope, right, that she's still around him. He kept seeing her dreams, right, so that she's coming and talking to him initially for the first few days, first 2 weeks, I would say, first 2 3 weeks. But now he has got into a job and he's focusing on that. If you look at Deepa's mother, parents, my in-laws, my daughter's grandparents, their grief must have been layered, right? I mean, multiple layers. I'm talking about my daughter's loss. My wife is talking about her daughter's loss. And my son is talking about his sister's loss. But think of thinking of them, they watched their granddaughter leave them, the youngest member of the family, and their daughter suffer, right? At the same time. They consider me as their son because they have two daughters, elder son. Father always says that. Seen me go through pain, their son go through pain, right? They coped through presence, I think. That's how I think. Just sitting with us, praying with us, supporting us. Sometimes just being there was the healing that we needed, right? Like if nowadays they go for even a week or 2 days to their native, that is Palakkad. We are in Coimbatore, they are in Palakkad. They're staying with us now. When they go to Palakkad, I feel lonely because my wife goes to school, my son goes to work, I'm alone, and it does haunt me. But When they are there, it doesn't. No? So they being there has been a great inspiration, I would say. I mean, great healing, I would say. But their pain has been big. I know that. Um, my wife's sister, uh, she's grieving from across the oceans, if you may, right? Um, she lives away. She lives in Europe. She couldn't be here with us physically because she had some commitments there. She could not come here at that time, but she never left us. You know, uh, late night video calls, constantly checking and grieving with us, right? So this YouTube channel, when I'm running it, she's sort of helping me with that, with the content, with looking at stuff, suggestions on the top. She has a lot of similarity to my daughter in terms of the character. She's also pretty bubbly, my sister-in-law. She has become, for me at least, a pillar from afar, a shoulder, big still shoulder, if you may, always present, always discussing, especially about this channel. She's always there with me. She's sort of the co-editor on this channel now, helping it out. But yeah, um, for me, the grieving has been a bit different. I mean, obviously, I've been putting it out in the videos, but I turn to ways I know, right? Words, mentoring, reflection, technology. Right. This channel, for example, was born from grief, if you may, right? If you look at the first 3, 4 videos, I was not even composed in most of the videos. From the need to speak, to remember, to create something meaningful in her name, each video, each post is my way of honoring her and sharing the light in the shadow, if you may, right? Her thoughts, her ways of thinking, that's what trying to build it in. All this that you see, as I said, is her idea, right? She's the one, she had this design already in mind as to this is how the YouTube studio would be, right? So you can think of it, this quality, give a like if you think it is good, right? Um, she had already planned what sort of posters would come up, what sort of props should be there. For example, she had already thought of saying that, okay, there will be 5 this side on the back wall. There will be purple curtain, at the back. They will have a stepped, uh, sort of a step posters on one side, showing like a ladder for going up. And if you look closely, it is like first step is basically work hard. The second step is yourself and dreaming. And the final step is basically when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Right? So these are all her ideas which has been kept there. A family photo there. These are my awards that I got from Walt Disney World. So all this stuff she had planned. Even this mic, the way it is coming, she had planned it. So I'm following those. Each video, as I said, is her footprint. Right. So we didn't rebuild in the same way. The whole family, as I said, right? I mean, but we built it together, slowly, one conversation, one hug, one memory at a time. Our routines changed. Our values sharpened a bit more as to what we want to do in life. We became more present, more intentional, if you may, right? So right now, as few videos back I had said finances were a bit of a mess, but now we are getting back together. Did the grief end? As I said previously in one of my videos, no, it will never, right? It is never going to end. But then you might be saying, why are you smiling, right? I mean, why are you happy? The thing is, the love got louder. The love for her got louder. Love for the family got louder. Love for the human race got louder, if you may. Yeah. And as my son said today morning, he said that, saying, uh, life has to go on. It has to go on, right? She would not have wanted us to stop here. No, right? So we cannot stop here either. Correct? Right? Okay. Yeah. So that is what I wanted to share as how the family has handled this. If you watched it till here, uh, then please know that grief doesn't follow a single path. That's what I have learned in the last 60 odd days, right? When somebody loses a person, a loved one in the family, it, every member in the family takes a different route to heal, is what I think happens. In our family, at least, as I said, each of us has mourned in a different way, healed in a different way, but the most important thing, we leaned on each other for that morning, right? I mean, for that phase of healing. There is no right and wrong way of healing. That's what I believe after this. The only thing I would say is there is only grace in walking through it one day at a time. The way you take is the most important factor. That's what I have learned. And again, why I'm putting this video out, as I said in the beginning, even if this helps one single person or a single family who has gone through this phase, they're looking for ways, if they're looking for parallels, if you may, looking at a factor saying that how did others do it, why us, and all that stuff. This might help you. I don't know. If you guys know somebody who actually has gone through this phase or is going through this phase, share this video with them. Might help. Might help them. That's what I would say. For all my friends and family members who have been walking this path with us, a big heartfelt thank you. If you have found even a moment of comfort here, in the way I have told this, that's a big achievement for me at this point. So as a family, now I think as a family we believe that love always continues, even after goodbyes. As I said in my previous videos, this is not the first major person or a major loss in our family. We had people who had left us before this, but this one, I believe everybody of you will agree, was sort of defining moment for us, right? So yeah, that's all I would say here right now, because I believe in now I'm believing in helping people who are actually going through this pain. Some people, according to a lot of my friends and a lot of relatives, they were sort of saying that we as a family have handled it pretty well. Even there was one person yesterday whom I met, a friend of friend. He was saying you're handling it beautifully, Govind, and he just my friend told him like this is what Govind has gone through, and that inspired me to put this video to actually see if it can help some people. Right, right. For people who are watching this video and have seen this till the end, and if you found even a moment of comfort, or you got even a moment of, let's say, inspiration, or even a moment of faith in life or humanity, if you may, consider subscribing. Again, I'm saying not a marketing, but from a point of view like that will help the channel grow. More it grows, more content of this sort, plus the tech content that is there will come. Even if subscription doesn't come, I'll keep putting the content because this is a dream that was there. This channel will continue for a longer period um, in the space of reflections, technology, healing, and as I say, life after loss, right? So consider that, right? Closing note again, like always, what I keep saying, right? Stay curious, stay relevant, stay grounded. Thank you for watching the video. God bless.